Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and today we are getting some messages from your spirit guides to just take a look at where you're at in life and get any opinions from them and advice. But before we do that, I want to thank today's sponsor, which is myself. Okay, go ahead over to my website to get a personal one-on-one psychic reading with me. Or you can check out my Goddess Energy Intention Oil to add to your witchy magical practice. I'm telling you, this is really powerful. I also offer life coaching there as well. So let's dive into your reading. We are going to get advice. So take a moment to breathe deeply, relax, and ask out loud or in your head to your spirit guides, what do I need to know about myself right now? What advice do you have for my life right now? Like you clearly have brought me to this reading, spirit guides. So what's the 411? What do you want me to know? All right. And then once you've asked that, you can take a look at all three of these sleepy animals. We have group number 1 with the bear, group number 2 with the owl, and group number 3 with the snake. Whichever one of these groups you're feeling most drawn to, you can either watch through or skip ahead to that reading and it will give you the answers you need. Some of you guys might feel drawn to more than one group and that is perfectly fine. If you're still picking, then pause the video. Otherwise, let's begin. Hello, group number 1, and welcome. Let's see what your spirit guides have to say to you. So we're starting out with some oracle cards and a rune. The rune is called Gabo, and essentially, this first part of this reading is kind of your spirit guides checking in with you and letting you know how your energy is and what your main concerns are from their perspective. So you have Gabo, it came out on its side. It doesn't really matter what direction this comes out in because it's the same upright and reversed. This is the rune of give and take. It is the rune of your relationships with others, and in particular, the gifts that are exchanged between people, between you and the universe, your relationship with everything, okay? And this is really illuminating the need to have a good, equal give and take in your life, okay? Your two rune cards that came out, or rune cards, your two oracle cards that came out are the King of Air in reversed. This is what it looks like upright. And Jaguar in reversed. This is what it looks like upright. So these cards in this rune are actually kind of painting a really clear picture here that there may be a relationship in your life that it's time to let go of it, okay? I want to point something out to you. Do you have a situationship, a friendship, a relationship, any type of connection with someone in your life where you feel tempted to kind of play this hot and cold game, or you're giving in to play this hot and cold game? Really think about it. And what that hot and cold game is perhaps, they take a really long time to text you back. So then instead of just texting them whenever you get it, whenever you have an answer, you wait an equal, if not longer amount of time to text them back. Or they're not really giving you that much attention, so then you're gonna act really cold. Or they're doing something that makes you mad, so then you act really cold and distant, and then they come chasing after you, or vice versa. It could be the other way around. Maybe they're acting distant, you come chasing them, they run further and further away, and then finally you're like, I can't get enough of, I can't do this anymore, and then you start backing off, and then suddenly they're chasing you. And then it's like a negative repeating cycle when you play this game of hot and cold. So I just feel like that is something that may be happening here in your life. Whether you're the one that's tempted to kind of pull your energies back from people in a way that kind of like low-key, like I don't want to say manipulative because you're going to resist that word. But if you feel yourself wanting to do this to someone, just know that you're never going to win that game. It's not healthy. And if someone is playing you like this, they're playing you, it's not a healthy situation. The wisdom of the jaguar is that this is an animal that is the top of the food chain. They're a protector of the ecosystem. They are fearless. And tap into this jaguar spirit. Do you really think they're going to sit around and play these games with these people who do not deserve their time, their energy, their effort? No, they're not. They really aren't. And spirit's kind of trying to get you to take in some more of this jaguar medicine, okay? Equal give and take is really important here in a very healthy way. Here's the thing, it's always going to be balanced. That balance of give and take, it's something that you can't undo. Karma, this universe, the way that the fabric of this universe is written is that everything is completely balanced all the time. So when you have these relationships with people where there are these extreme moments of like not talking and then falling in love again, you know, whenever there's a big extreme like that, it's going to take you on an emotional roller coaster, and it's always going to be cyclical. You're not going to be able to break out of that cycle, because the way the universe is designed is that there is always an equal give and take. Always the scales of karma is balanced. So you really want to have connections in your life that are a lot more stable. You know, instead of having these big back and forths like this, you want stability, okay? You don't want someone who you're in an on again, off again relationship, extreme highs and lows. You want like someone who, you know, your balance of give and take is like they buy you lunch, you help them wash their car. I don't know, you know, like minor things like that. You don't want these big dramatic highs and lows constantly. You don't want to be playing that game. The King of Air in reverse comes out to kind of illuminate that someone may not be as mature as they should be. It's someone who's cunning, very charming, good with their words, kind of weaseling their way out of situations. I want to say that if you have recently broken off with someone in your life who kind of fits this script, you had that extreme back and forth with them constantly, the cycle kept repeating, like you'd have a problem, then you'd be in love, you'd have a problem, then you'd be in love. It's time to just cut them out of your life, okay? That is the medicine of the Jaguar. It is time to walk away. The medicine of the Jaguar is walking away from what is not working and heading into unknown territories, being brave, being fearless. You may not know what these unknown territories have in store for you, but you have strong cat-like intuition that will guide you every step of the way and always protect you. You're always protected, and so don't fear moving into newer, calmer waters. Don't fear letting go of what is old and comfortable but dramatic to dive into a new future that is new, peaceful, but you know, new to you. It's out of your comfort zone, okay? You're gonna be protected. So just for you, group number 1 and the other groups, for this reading, I'm pulling out the Wildwood Tarot. This deck is so meaningful, so important to me, because this was my very first tarot deck, and I love it. Every time this deck is used, the messages that come through are profound, and I always, like when I really need a reading where I'm hearing my spirit guides, I pull out this deck. So I just thought, you know, for this reading, I'm pulling this deck out for you guys. Here's the thing. I think that when you use a tarot deck a lot, the energy of it kind of builds and builds and builds and builds. This deck is many years old, and I only pull it out for special occasions now. But we're gonna get some more specific messages from your spirit guides to kind of just see what they want to say about your life, what's going on in your life. They want to talk about you, okay? They want to talk about you. So I don't know. We're just gonna pull the cards and see a story. There's no specific question here. It's kind of open-ended. Whatever your guides want to say, they can say. This is a lot more cards than I thought I would pull, but you know, whatever. We have the Page of Vessels, Otter. Okay, so this is a new exciting love offer or creative project that you've been focusing on. I feel like your spirit guides are asking you to focus your attention on this thing that's bringing emotional fulfillment, okay? This old situation, hold on. Let me just organize these cards real quick because I still want to see these oracle. This old situation that we were just talking about where it was very dramatic, big highs and lows, and I feel like this is a relationship with either a friend or an ex. It's not emotionally fulfilling to you, okay? You're just attached to it. It's not an emotionally fulfilling thing for you. In fact, I almost feel like with the King of Air in reversed, either you or the person that you were dealing with was very manipulative, okay? Maybe they never gave you an apology that you needed to hear. They wanted to play these mind games. They just weren't good enough for you, okay? If you felt like you even had to play games with them, that's kind of a sign that they're not for you. Your spirit guides are wanting you to focus on whatever, like I feel like after you let this go, or as you're letting it go, there's a new energy coming through. And this could be I don't know why I'm really feeling like this is creative projects for many people, okay? Like maybe you broke it off with this person and now you're diving headfirst into like something that you're working on. Maybe you're creating a podcast, maybe you're becoming a content creator, a YouTuber, focusing on getting a new job, going to the gym, getting your exercise, a new diet, like just kind of focusing back on yourself and your own little projects and goals. And that is exactly where you need to be. And your spirit guides are saying, if you are there, we commend you, okay? For some of you guys, this could be a new love situation in general, like someone new coming through. But if that's not the case yet, like if you're not even interested in love, if your intuition's kind of saying focus on you for a little bit, keep doing that. But you will have love coming through, okay? New friends, new soulmates coming through. This isn't the end-all be-all person here, this person who was playing games, okay? We have the 8 of Bows, Hearthfire. This is what's coming forward for you guys. As you let go of people who are this King of Air in reversed, look at what you're bringing in. Look at this energy. We see what looks like friends who are so close, they're like family, sitting around the fire, drinking, having a jolly old time. This Hearthfire card doesn't just talk about the good times and celebrating with friends. This also talks about celebrating the bad times with friends. Not just friends, people who feel like family. Beautiful soul family coming forward for you. These are people who you can, I'm seeing a vision. Some of you guys really want to have a group of people to kind of like, who literally feel like family, you know, camping trips together, raising your kids together if you have those, like things like that, like just having a soul family. That's what's coming forward for you. And also, I feel like as you let go of this yucky situation here, you're going to be focusing more on the friends and people who are already like this for you. And you're going to really appreciate them so much more. So much toxicity comes from focusing on a relationship with an unequal give and take. Also, with this rune, a message here is make sure that you don't give too much of yourself to the wrong people or in the wrong ways. You could be very charitable, well-meaning, but sometimes when you give too much and you're not getting that in return, or you give too much to a situation without really thinking about how you giving will affect it, it can become more like enabling, okay? Enabling bad behavior. If you're constantly fixing the problems in your relationship and your partner is doing nothing, that is enabling. If you are constantly cleaning up after your roommate, not saying anything to them about it, not holding them accountable, that is enabling. If you are constantly giving a drug addict money, enabling. You know what I mean? Don't be an enabler, okay? There's a fine line between giving and enabling. And I feel that you guys just seem to be the type of person who gives so much to your connections, to all of them, your friends, love, family. You're wonderful. You're a wonderful giver, okay? I would love to have you in my life. Like, the energy is really good for you. And your spirit guides are saying, be more discerning about who you are giving to and make sure it is someone who will give you that back. You have a troubling pattern of giving too much of yourself to the wrong connections. Okay, give more of yourself to your own projects and goals and to the people who genuinely care about you and support you. Sometimes your loins, your hormones get the best of you. And you give to these people, these situations that honestly, they're only trying to get as much out of you as possible while giving you back the bare minimum. And I feel like you might have recently come out of a situation like that. Maybe you were dating someone or best friends with someone or even like family members with someone who was really set on only giving you the bare minimum. And every time you asked for anything more than the bare minimum, they were like, your standards are too high, you're asking for too much, selfish, they kind of made it seem like it was a you problem. And it's like, I'm sorry that I have needs and wants. This is all you wanted was this. All you wanted was this really basic need. We all need this. We all need people who feel like family. We all need people who support us in life. That's all you ever wanted from this person. But your spirit guides are saying, listen, we don't support this person in your life. We are sorry if in the past we have supported them and we have given you signs to proceed with them. But this person has free will. We all have free will, right? And they chose to use their free will in a way that was harmful to themselves and the connection. And their spirit guides, this person's spirit guides, your spirit guides, they gave this person, and you gave this person every opportunity, every lesson, every moment to become a better person, to heal, to be who they had to be in order to feel loved and give love, and they shut it down. So there is nothing you can do for this person. Okay, again, it goes back to enabling. If this person doesn't want to become better, if they don't want to heal, if they don't want to be a good partner, a good friend, that's on them. You can't force them to be in your life. Their spirit guides can't force them to do that either. And that's why, maybe in the beginning, things were a little different. Maybe it just seems like they were willing to do the bare minimum amount of growing to keep you around, okay? To keep you in their life. And your spirit guides are saying, no, you deserve more than the bare minimum. We have the green man coming out. This is like the Emperor in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot. And this is a card about getting your crap together. This is a card about like taking the energy and the time that you're pouring into these situations that you aren't getting back and actually doing that into the areas of life that you need to do that in, So like the thing about the universe is that, again, like we said, it's always going to be a give and take. So I feel like you were giving too much to an area that was not giving back, but then you were neglecting to give to other areas of your life that will give back, like your career, your friends, other people, you know what I'm saying? Your health. These things that very straightforwardly and simply will give back to you as you pour energy into it, you aren't doing it, okay? Say you have like a podcast, a YouTube channel, and bare minimum, you're gonna get at least like a couple thousand views, a couple thousand downloads, whatever, I don't know. That is like, okay, I just gotta keep doing it, keep churning them out and better it every single time and I will have growth. Or say your goal was exercising. All you have to do is keep working out. Keep working out, keep making healthy meals. Very straightforward. Do this work, you will get results. Okay, train real hard, you will get results. Spend time with loved ones who are great, you will get results. That's the divine masculine. Very simple, very logical. Give it and receive it. Okay, you are giving to the wrong areas. And now you are in this new phase of your life where you are starting to give to the right areas, your personal projects, these beautiful friends and connections that will serve you, I feel like you already started this journey, but it's like very, very new. This shift in you is like 1% happening right now. Like you just started this new way of being, and I feel like a part of you is kind of looking back at this person, maybe waiting for them to come through, maybe waiting, seeing like, did I make the right choice? Should I keep being friends with them? Should I, try to be civil? The answer is no. The answer is no. Okay, moving forward, which is what you're supposed to do. We have the 9 of Stones tradition. Yeah, this is a card of the past. This is a card of the past. It's not worth it. And he's holding a snake. The snake represents healing, okay? Snakes have to shed their old skin every time they grow. And the same thing that's their medicine. And they're coming through in your reading to say, take my medicine, okay? Shed the old skin. You're growing. And when you grow, you are going to have to let go of anything in your life that is no longer a vibrational match to this new life that you're creating. This new life that you're bringing in, Hearth fire, soul family, creativity, abundance, prosperity. And in order to let that go, you have to let go of the people and the situations in your life that are not prosperous, that are not hearthfire, and that's this person. Having a lack of prosperity means it's like a dried up well. You know, you keep trying to get water from it and you're only getting drops, okay? You keep trying to get a meal, you're getting breadcrumbs. That is a lack of prosperity. This person's vibration is resonating at a lack of prosperity. And I feel like their attitude might have even reflected that as well. Just pessimism, negativity, feeling like they're a victim in the world, thinking everyone's out to get them. That mindset is a reflection of their own, how they perceive other people and the world as like this negative entity that is only out for itself. People view the world like that when they're like that. Okay, pay attention to people's mindsets. We have the 10 of Vessels happiness. Look at what's coming through for you during this shift, guys. Straight up. The 10 of Cups, 10 of Vessels. This is complete and utter emotional, creative fulfillment. Love coming through. I'm seeing many people, many soulmates coming through. Many, also, I want to say, you know, I am an energy reader and I do shamanic healing work, okay? I literally go to the spirit world through deep meditation and ritual. And every time I do a prosperity visit, you know, where I'm working to heal someone's money, I'm working to heal someone's flow of prosperity in life, you know, health, happiness, money, relationships, it always shows up like water, especially when I'm doing it with money, okay? It always is water. I'll go visit someone's money energy, right? And if someone's really broke, they have like 2 little itsy bitsy streams coming through, dropping into the river of abundance, which is dried out, okay? We heal that. We open up new streams, okay? That's why they call it streams of income. Open up new streams to pour into your river of abundance. And new streams of happiness to pour in, new relationships, new projects, new experiences. And look at that, we see that coming in for you very abundantly. Waterfall. Look at all of these cups. These cups to me are representing the different streams of prosperity and happiness that will be flowing into your life shortly, if not already, okay? We have the Page of Arrows, Ren, coming through. This is a very intellectual and exciting influence. This is new opportunities, new directions in life. You are on a new direction in life because here's the thing. When you leave someone, when you break up with someone, or you break up with something that doesn't suit you, like breaking up with a job, breaking up with an old lifestyle, you do start out on a new journey. And that's what we see here on the Page of Arrows. This is a new path opening up for you in life. One that you always wanted to walk on, but you didn't know the way there. I'm seeing like a vision. You're in like a certain town, like an old-timey, not old-timey, but like, you know how a village. Back in the day, there wasn't that many people. They had villages, right? You're in a village. You're trying to get to a certain destination and you're wandering around. You're asking people, how do I get here? How do I get here? You're wandering down various paths, just trying to find your way. And maybe this path that you took with this person, it was just awful. It was filled with mosquitoes and burglars and bandits and everything bad that you can. Oh, there was also good things along the way too. You know, you found some nice batches of berries to forage, and you met some cool merchants and side quests along this path, but you know, in the end, you said, this path isn't taking me anywhere near where I want to go. So you end up in a new town, new village, new place in life. And you say, you know what? I can continue to walk this really long path with this person, but I think my road ends here. I need to shift directions because the bad stuff that comes with this path simply isn't worth it. And I know that there is other paths that will take me to where I want to go in life that are shorter and easier. So that's what I'm seeing with this Page of Arrows. Very interesting. We have the King of Stones coming through. Beautiful. So Stones, pentacles in the tarot represents money. It represents generosity again. You're a generous person by nature, by spirit. Even like if you want to be rich, it's not that you want to be rich to wear these designer brands and show off and all that. You want to be rich to like spoil your loved ones. You want to be rich to have a beautiful home, to host parties and grow a garden and grow love. Like you want prosperity for all the right reasons. You don't think that prosperity is gonna immediately fix your problems. You don't think that money is gonna suddenly make you happy. You're smarter than that. Page of Arrows, you're smarter than that. You want material blessings, health, and wellness so that you can support your pack, the people around you, okay? King of Stones. I cannot emphasize how much better your life is gonna be when you let go of this person fully. Like, Spirit is almost giving you the okay. Like, it is okay to tune into your Jaguar medicine. Like, pause this video, ask out loud, Jaguar, Spirit of the Jaguar, I invite you to be a spirit guide for me. I invite you to come into my life and show me new ways of living. I trust my instincts just like you do. I do not fear messing up. I do not fear failure. I embrace new risks, new opportunities. Help me do that. Ask the Jaguar Spirit to help you kind of understand and gain their healing wisdom, their medicine, okay? Beautiful stuff. So we're gonna get some more messages from your spirit guides. Okay, so first message from your spirit guides. Soul power, absolutely. Absolutely. Always remember, you're a soul that comes with a body, not a body that comes with a soul. Your soul is your true essence, and you have an unlimited supply of soul power at your command whenever you need it. Also, I'm seeing with this card, pay attention to your root chakra, okay? That might need some healing at this time. Also, I wanted to go open and read this from the book, and I opened it straight to the page I needed to. So for me, that's always a sign that this is like definitely your message. You drew this card to be reminded of how powerful you are as a soul. I want to pause and just say, you are better than this. And I feel like that's what this is saying. Like, you are much more powerful to be settling for breadcrumbs, to be enabling other people, to be playing these games. Okay, you're better than that. You are better than whatever this person who is playing these mind games are. And your spirit guides are like wanting to shake you and see this. Like, they understand that you are so loving, unconditionally loving. They understand that and they love that about you. They respect that quality. But you need to be unconditionally loving with yourself. It's hard being a soul who is very unconditionally loving and growing up in this world. You know, you're reminding me of this anime I'm watching called Vinland Saga, and the main character has this whole internal debate about like not wanting to hurt anyone anymore because he was a warrior, but at the same time, how is he going to protect his loved ones? How is he going to protect himself without hurting other people in a violent society, you know? And I'm kind of getting similar energy for you. So I almost feel like you were a warrior in past lives, a really good warrior. And you struggled with that same concept. You know, how do I renounce myself from violence and war while living in a very violent society? How do I protect myself without hurting others? You know, so I see that philosophical debate going on in your head. And now as a society, in this current time period, we have less wars than we did as humans back in the day. I know it might not seem that way, but certainly it is. And your new dilemma is, how do I love others conditionally while still protecting my own energy? Like, I don't want to let this person go. I don't want to cut them off. You know, I don't want to hurt their feelings in any way. But at the same time, it is hurting you to hold on. Where is that balance? I don't think you'll ever get an answer for this. I really don't. But all I do know right now is that you don't need to live like this anymore. Let's keep reading. Maybe there'll be more messages. This is beyond me, okay? We need your spirit guides' advice here. Your outside physical world right now might be hectic. and you may be pulling away from what your soul is trying to help you with at this time. The answers you seek may not be forthcoming from the outside world, but wise wisdom and guidance can be found within. Your soul will often try to get your attention through your dreams or those little synchronistic intuitive nudges. When you feel these, close your eyes, breathe calmly and deeply, and ask your soul for guidance with any situation you're experiencing at this moment in time. You may see a picture or a symbol, or you may experience a feeling or hear a whisper in your mind. Trust what you receive. Even if the answer is not immediate, your soul will know how to guide you at this time. Be open to its wisdom and honor how powerful the real you is. I feel like this person brought out the worst in you. I feel like they bring out a side of you that you do not like engaging with. The side of you that has to be cold, that has to have boundaries, that has to act defensively, that is questioning and playing hot and cold games. And that's why they are not worth your time. They are bringing out the shadow aspects of you. Everyone has light and shadow sides, guys. Everyone has light and shadow sides. And I would say, again, it's another universal law, equally so. Okay, so half of people in situations are going to bring out your light side, the other half shadow side. Most situations will bring out a different amount of both, okay? Things aren't just black and white like that. And this person did bring out a lot of loving qualities within you, don't get me wrong, but I mean the shadow attributes they brought out in you, it just isn't balanced, okay? So, I don't know. We have despair coming up. This might be something that you're feeling, dealing with this issue. I need your divine intercession right now, O Great Spirit. Lift this darkness from my soul. Free me from this burden. Open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. Peaceful vessel for your love. This person is not bringing out your peace, y'all. That's the problem. That's the problem. And it is playing with your philosophies because you don't want to hurt them. You don't want to cut them off. You don't want to be mean or let them go, but it's like, bro, come on, you know? Let's see what the postcard from Spirit is. So this is literally a deck that's postcards from your spirit guides. I love it. Dear you, human beings spend a huge percentage of their life asleep. Not just in bed, but the kind where you forget that you are a spiritual immortal being taking on a temporary human form. It's not your fault. Everyone suffers from spiritual amnesia once in a while. As you develop an identity and ego, you begin to see through the eyes of a small self and have less connection to your soul self. You may not recognize this is going on, but you sure can feel it. We're here to remind you to look through your soul's eyes and see that magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in Spirit, who is teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. Wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible realms. Your mind, in alignment with divine intelligence, is unstoppable. The world is yours to co-create. You are so loved, and we are all behind you. Yeah, you're co-creating. That's another message of this rune. You know, you're co-creating with reality. Co-creating with reality. Some people get so caught up praying, asking the universe for favors, waiting, that they forget, you know, you're half of it. Again, this is a very balanced rune. You are half of your reality. The universe is the other half. But the interesting thing is that you are the universe and the universe is you. So if you're sitting around praying, not doing anything to work on your life, the universe is doing the same. Okay, they're not doing anything. And that's when you can get into this despair. Feeling like, universe, why me? Why am I going through all these hardships? Why won't this stop? The universe is saying to you, well, why are you doing this? You know, why are you putting me through? You're a mirror. The universe is just a mirror for your own soul. So when you actually start taking accountability for your own life, working towards the things that you want to work towards, choosing the right things to pour your energy into, notice how the universe does the same. Okay? Final card out from the Divine Feminine Oracle. I wasn't even going to pull from this deck, but literally right before this one section of your reading, when I was shuffling these Oracle cards, I was like, you know what? We're doing it. You have the Black Madonna. Now, this is a deck of divine feminine spirits from all over the world, from any time period, any religion, any continent, whatever. Our Lady of the Hermits. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. And look at that. You have despair. You have these very loving messages. So we're going to actually read about the Black Madonna, her life, the story here, okay? The Black Madonna represents the power we all have to emerge from the darkness transformed. There are over 500 Black Madonnas throughout Europe. Historians believe many of the icons are actually of the Egyptian goddess Isis and her son Horus, who were carried over from Egypt during the Crusades. I want to pause and say, like, isn't it interesting that it's mentioning the Crusades, and we were just like getting all these visions of you being a warrior in past lives at a time when war was much more commonplace, and kind of losing your path and going to these old-timey villages. And by old-timey, like, I feel like the word old-timey reminds you of like the Wild West, but I don't mean it like that. I mean, like, think of like Skyrim or like any kind of, like, I'm thinking like villages and then nature and then bandits and stuff. Like, that is what I mean by old-timey. So I don't know, I just think it's interesting. Other icons of the Black Madonna are meant to represent earth goddesses and are worshipped for the fertility miracles attributed to them. She is often depicted holding a royal scepter of a ruling monarch. Jungian psychologist Marianne Woodman believes that the Black Madonna represents a new awareness or consciousness towards the earth and our bodies. She represents the wisdom we can only accrue when we go through the often painful fires of transformation. In The Pregnant Virgin, Woodman relates that only the intensity of the fire can unite body and soul. The Black Madonna helps us become conscious of the spirit in matter, of the light in the dark, of the intersection of sexuality and spirituality. This particular Black Madonna resides on the Benedictine monastery in Einsiedeln, Switzerland. The abbey is dedicated to Our Lady of the Hermits because the chapel where she resides was originally a hermitage of Saint Meinrad, a 9th century hermit. Einsiedeln I'm so sorry for the pronunciation, guys. I lost my spot, hold on. Is the birthplace of the renowned alchemist Paracelsus. Alchemy is the physical process of transforming base metals into unalloyed gold, which represents a spiritual and metaphysical process of burning away all obstacles to just be the soul. The Black Madonna is loved for having been through the fires of loss and for emerging with a greater capacity to love. Every afternoon for hundreds of years, the monks of the abbey have come out from meditation to sing Salve Regina, to Our Lady of the Hermits. So I'm going to pause, there's more to read, but I do want to say that the big message I was getting there is that you have been through the fires. You have transformed. You had to go through this despair, through this pain, through this suffering. You had to go through this difficult chapter in your life. You know, maybe you were suffering with love. Maybe you were suffering with finances, with health, with something, okay? You had to go through that in order to reach this new chapter that you're beginning right now. Right now is the end of the darkness, the end of the fires, the end of the flames, and you are finally reaching this destination. You finally found the path to your destination. You had to be lost for a little bit in order to find that path. You had to go through hardship in order to come out fertile, wonderful in your divine energies. Okay, so when your soul selects her card, when she connects with you, for millennia, the body, the earth, all forms of matter have been devalued and misunderstood. The dark has been so vilified, yet all life emerges from the pitch black womb. The darkness is potential. It is the crucial and elemental stage we must all go through to create new or more life. The Black Madonna is an emblem of deep wisdom, the profound consciousness that is inherent of all things. All living and created things are energy. The body has wisdom, the earth has wisdom, and the pain that we experience as humans contains deep wisdom. And now that despair card's really looking out at me, you know, there's wisdom in what you went through. When we are in the fires of suffering, it can be difficult to trust that gold is being forged. It can be hard to trust. I just got the chills. It can be hard to trust when we are in terrific pain that there is a process at work that will make us more authentic, more alive, and infinitely freer. It can be almost impossible to accept or notice the presence of the divine when we are at our most human. I want to pause and say, remember earlier how I was saying, like, you can sit here and be mad at the universe for the lack that's in your life, for the pain that you're going through, but the universe is mirroring that back to you. And it only is when you reach that complete and utter point of despair that you give up and say, you know what, universe? I'm taking matters into my own hands. Screw you. That's the dark night of the soul. You lose all faith in the divine. And it's from there that you start putting in the work towards the things that actually will pay off. You know, you're no longer waiting around, and that's when the universe works for you. So I don't know, that just reminded me of that. You know, it's hard to recognize spirit and the divine at work when you are in the pits of despair. But it's through the darkness and it's through the shadows and the challenges of life that you're being reborn. I almost feel like your soul, your spirit was kind of going through a type of puberty. You know, you're a full-grown adult, whatever, but like I feel like your spirit, your soul was going through this darkness, these challenges to kind of emerge on the other side, prepared for all of these beautiful blessings that will come through. Interesting. That's just how life works. Going back to the message of everything's balanced, light and dark. You had to go through this darkness to manifest this light. The Black Madonna is the cauldron that holds us steadfastly as we endure the alchemy of integrating more soul into our existence. She is the promise that what doesn't survive the fires of suffering was never meant for us. Oh, there we have it, folks. There we have it, folks. She is the promise that what does not survive the fires of suffering was never meant for us. Boom, boom, boom. That's this person. You know, you suffered through the fires of your life. And this person was there. They might have been the cause of it, okay? And they did not survive. They were not meant to be with you long term. This was a karmic connection. What does not survive through your dark night of the soul, through your healing journey, was never meant for you in the first place. They were only there to trigger these fires, these flames, this challenge. They were a source of it. That doesn't mean they're a bad person. You know, they have their love, they have their light. But sometimes, and you know what? There might be people in your life where you're their fire. You're their challenge. You're the one that brings challenges for them. You have a challenging relationship with them. So don't be mad at this person for bringing the fires to your life, for bringing the challenges to your life. Because they're not like that for everyone, sure. But you know, it's just how the universe works. I don't know how else to put it. Like, don't hold on to resentment, but also don't hold on to them. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, and she is the presence that is there with us, even when we might feel our most alone, reminding us that there is no darkness we can enter without being met by love. How is my solitude serving me, is your question. And the intention is I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. And we see that in your path, in the near future, or currently. Look at all this love. 10 of Vessels, happiness. 8 of Bows, Hearthfire. These are great friends, family. The Green Man, manifestation, getting your crap together. Money. King of Stones, money, generosity, reciprocation. Page of Arrows, a new direction, good ideas. We have so many good creative projects and ideas pouring in for you, and you will begin to create new traditions as you let go of the old traditions and people and situations that do not work for you. Okay, beautiful reading. That is your messages from your spirit guides. So thank you guys for joining me. Comment how this resonated down below. Like this video to help a gal out, okay? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I post pick a card readings, little spiritual chats. I now do shorts. And if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description, spiritpsychic.org. Okay, I offer many different types of readings, and you can ask whatever question you want within those readings. 3 questions, actually. So there you have it. All right, bye-bye, guys. Group number 2, welcome. Let's see what your spirit guides have to say for you. So to begin, we have 2 oracle cards and a rune that is representing what your spirit guides want to show about you. So your spirit guides are looking at you and your life, and this is what they want to illuminate to you at this time. Your rune is Thorisaz, and this is a rune of self-protection. It's a rune of having proper boundaries and not putting yourself into a dangerous or vulnerable situation. I don't know why. The first thing that just popped into my head is like, listen, you can be a hoe all you want, but like use condoms, okay? Have those boundaries. Keep yourself safe, keep yourself protected, because someone might be like out here saying, oh yeah, I'm safe. But it's like they're not actually getting tested like they should be, okay? There's a way to be an ethical slut, and they aren't doing it. So that message will apply to a few people watching. Not everyone, obviously, but just wanted to point that out there. Also, things with like practical boundaries. If any of you are thinking of like getting fences or a security camera, anything like that for your house to just, you know, fortify what you have, protect what you have, this is your go-ahead sign, would be a good idea. Also talks about personal boundaries in relationships and the people around you. This is coming through with so many different examples, so I feel like everyone watching, it's gonna be like a different thing in your life. You know, we're seeing condoms, we're seeing fences, we're seeing security cameras. For others of you, this is having personal boundaries when it comes to how people talk to you. You know, if you have like a sibling, for example, who's constantly frying you down, disrespecting you, this is standing up for yourself, you know. For others of you, someone betrayed your honesty, or betrayed your trust, rather. They weren't honest, and they betrayed your trust. And this Thorisaz rune is saying, listen, Linda, are we going to keep them in your life? No, okay? When there's a snake in your house, are you going to live with it and just wait for it to attack you? No, you're not, okay? You're not going to do that. When there is a betrayer in your crew on a ship, are you gonna keep them on the ship and just wait for all of you guys to get poisoned and have all your treasures stolen? No. I don't know why pirates are coming to mind right now, but also, if we do think about pirates, you know, they weren't really nice people, most of them. So if any of you have either recently been betrayed by someone close to you or around you, and you're aware of it, you know, this is your sign, yeah, no, we're not gonna give them a second chance to betray us. Or if you have a strong inclination that someone around you is not trustworthy, pay attention to that. You know, we're not saying attack them. We're not saying to accuse them of anything. We're just saying keep your guard up if that is the case, okay? Don't let people get close to you until you build that trust, you know? Trust isn't something you should just give away willy-nilly. Okay, this is something that I had to learn the hard way. Okay, when you make a new friend, when you start dating again, my biggest problem was oversharing, okay? I have ADHD. Oversharing is very like normal to me, because I think that me just outpouring all of my traumas and life experiences onto someone and then them doing the same, I think in my mind, like that's how intimacy is built. But the thing is, you build intimacy and you build trust over time. So how you build trust with someone, a new friend, new relationship, is you share a little bit, you become a little bit vulnerable about like, you know, like become 1% vulnerable. And then if they act accordingly and they're not playing these hot and cold games and they are, you know, normal and so far they're trustable, okay, and they share 1% with you, then okay, now I'll share another 1%. Now you share another 1%. And you build trust like that. But the second they do anything to betray that trust or just kind of show you that they're not a reliable person to be pouring all of your energy into, guards up again, okay? I know that sounds not very loving, not very nice, but don't be naive. Do not be naive. And I feel like so many people in the spiritual community needs to hear this, especially if you identify as a sensitive person, an empath. Okay, most of us who are into this stuff like tarot, I really don't think I feel like a lot of us have spent a lot of time, this is gonna sound so weird, a lot of us have spent a lot of time in spirit, okay, acting as spirit guides, or even in like different species, maybe not even on this planet. And those species are just naturally very loving, naturally unconditionally like trusting of each other. You know, I feel like many of us have that experience in past lives. I know that sounds a little crazy, but in this reality, as a human on Earth, you need to be protected. You need to have boundaries. So yeah, that's what is coming up for you here. The spirit Thor may be with you strongly, or any spirit of any culture or whatever who is similar to that may be a spirit guide of yours, okay? Teaching you proper boundaries. I'm seeing a strong divine masculine spirit, a part of your spirit team at this time. Even these two cards that came out, they're both masculine, okay? So I really do feel like a strong divine masculine spirit guide is coming through for you today. And the thing is, like, I feel like your divine masculine energies, because we all of us have both. Divine feminine, divine masculine, yin, yang, balance, okay? You want it to be balanced. And I feel like your divine masculine energy might need some work. Divine masculine says, have those boundaries, okay? Have self-protection. If we look back many, many hundreds of years ago, and we look at the traditional gender roles or whatever, the men would be like the protectors of the house, of the village. And now I don't give a crap about gender. I'm just going to tell you that straight up. Straight up, I do not read gender. I don't, most people I even just say they, them, okay? Because I really think there has been too much crap tied to gender. It's ridiculous, okay? But what I am saying is that divine masculine energy is an energy that protects the magic, the creativity. You know, divine feminine energy is creative, it's beautiful, it's majestic, it is like, mwah, perfect, okay? And the masculine lifts that energy up, protects it, okay? So what I'm saying is, you got a strong divine masculine spirit trying to teach you proper boundaries. If you recently have, and you know what, the owl's here as well. And I was just thinking, owl spirits, you also might have an owl spirit guide working with you as well. The spirit of the owl is offering you their medicine at this time. I was just thinking how big their eyes are because it allows them to see into the night, you know? We think of night, we think of darkness and all that may lurk in the dark. Lots of predators come out at night. Every species, you know? Humans, a lot of bad people come out at nighttime. That's just a fact. Owls, they're predators. Big cats, they come out at night. Okay? But also, the darkness carries an equal amount of light in a weird way. An equal amount of growth. People who stay up late at night, you know, maybe you're at a phase in your life where you're staying up late at night and you're just doing a lot of inner healing work, emotionally, a lot of creative work, whatever. Darkness is also fertile soil. You know, you plant a seed in the ground, complete darkness, it grows. You have a baby growing in your uterus, complete darkness, it grows. Darkness helps us grow. Sleeping at night helps you grow, you know what I'm saying? So there's something here about darkness, about growth, but also about boundaries. You know, it is a time for you to navigate your shadow aspects in life, but you need to do so with proper boundaries. So anyways, interesting message, but let's look at the journey card coming out for you, okay? This is interesting because usually when this rune comes out, it's asking you to kind of not take any unnecessary risks. But then we have the journey card coming out, and this is saying it's time for a journey, okay? The vision that comes with this card is that you're standing at a port, and a ship is there, and it's ready to go to faraway lands. And you have an opportunity in this moment to get on that ship and start a whole new life adventure, a whole new quest in life. And you're standing on the port and you're debating, Should I do it? Should I not do it? And when this card comes out upright, it's saying, not only should you do it, but you're going to regret it if you don't. And this opportunity that stands before you is not going to be here forever. And you don't know when the next opportunity will become rolling in, you know? Life is very cyclical. You're not going to have every opportunity available to you all at once. There are seasons where our healing energies are super high. There are seasons when our creative energy is super high. There are seasons when our motivation and our productivity is super high. Life is very cyclical like that. And this is the divine feminine now, the divine feminine side of yourself. And what I'm seeing here in this journey card, it's not necessarily that you might be moving or going on a journey, but it could be that. And this is your yes answer to that. Also, I just got the message. Some of you guys might actually be moving to get away from someone or something, or you have done that and that was the right decision. Really, really dark stuff with that, if that is your message. Ooh, I feel like that's only going to apply to like one of you watching, but I'm seeing you either have moved or are moving to get away from like an abuser. Or, oh, wow. Dark stuff, guys. Someone watching here might actually be in that situation trying to get out. And it's like, plan your escape. Plan your escape and take the opportunity when it presents yourself and go for it. Don't double think it. When the opportunity presents, go for it, because you might not get that opportunity again. Wow. Big messages for some people watching. You know, I always say in my readings, I don't do love readings for people who are in abusive relationships because there's nothing to gain from that. I've been in abusive relationships myself, y'all. I know the situation. Okay? It ain't worth trying to fix or heal. Get out. If that applies to you, get out. Yeah. But for everyone else, the message here is to capitalize on these cycles in your life. If you wake up one morning and you're feeling extraordinarily creative and you really want to work on a project of yours super hard, go with it, okay? Because that creative motivation, it ain't gonna stay in your life forever, okay? Capitalize on it while it's here. It'll come back, sure, but who knows when? You know, and I can really say that myself with having a YouTube channel. There are some days where I do not feel like filming at all. And then there are other days where I can get like a month's worth of content filmed in one day. Okay? Capitalize on those cycles in life because you do not know when they are going to return. If you have someone offering you their friendship, asking you to hang out, and you do want to be their friend, you do want to be nice, you just don't feel like going out right now. This message is saying, who knows if they're going to ask you again? Who knows if this opportunity will come again? So this is just your reminder right now, guys, from your spirit guides. On one hand, they're asking you to, yes, have your guard up a little bit when necessary. Don't be naive about it. But on the other hand, take the opportunities that present themselves to you because you never know when they will come again. All right? Four of Water. It's interesting because this rune and these two cards, they really don't seem to resonate with each other. They're not like they don't resonate with each other, but they're telling so many different stories about your life right now. Additionally, in your life, we have the Four of Cups, which is confidence. Working on your self-confidence. Notice how this is a mermaid, right? Mermaids are majestical, you know, wonderful creatures. I actually do believe that mermaids do exist. Not only spiritually, but physically as well. Get at me if you think I'm crazy. I swear they exist. Anyways, not like this though. This is so like random. Okay, merman here, big old scar on his face. One eye, blinded. Okay, he has his flaws. However, he's looking into this mirror and look, he has a little smile on his face. He's very happy with what he sees. And that's exactly how you should be, y'all. This card's upright. Your spirit guides are saying, listen, if you keep striving for perfection and you let that perfection, that need for perfection, stop you from getting on the boat altogether, you're missing out. All right, you're missing out. So going back to the boat example, you're standing on the port, you're like, should I take this trip? And you're like, well, you know, I haven't picked out the perfect bathing suit, and you know, I forgot my sunblock, and blah, 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 blah. And you know what, maybe it's just not for me. It's just not, I shouldn't get on the boat. Your spirit guides are saying, no, get out of that dumb mindset. Dumb. We don't like that, okay? Maybe your next door neighbor on the boat, your roommate, has sunblock. You know, the bathing suit you brought is just fine. You know, maybe you have a really cool opportunity to go skinny dipping. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? There's a message here of increasing your self-confidence. Also, I do want to go back to whoever's in an abusive relationship here and you're like running out or you have run out. The increase that you will experience in your self-esteem after you leave this a-hole is substantial. I promise you that. When you have someone cutting you down regularly, oh, actually, you know what? Now they're starting to connect here. The dots are starting to connect. When you have someone cutting you down constantly, you don't realize the damage that does to your self-esteem. Because, you know, if someone's like insulting you or putting you down or judging you, criticizing you, you can sit here and say, well, whatever, I got thick skin, you know, it's fine, they're just insecure. You can say that. But when you keep that person in your life, you don't realize that subconsciously, like your subconscious mind is absorbing that. You can sit here and rationalize and say, well, I got thick skin, it's fine, they're insecure. Keeping them in your life to constantly insult you, that is doing damage to your self-esteem. It is not worth having them in your life. It is not worth having anyone you don't trust in your life. I promise you that. And some of you guys are moving away from that energy, or your message is to move away from that energy, literally moving away from that energy, or just, you know, in a more spiritual way. Like I'm done with that energy. I'm moving on to better things in my life. So let's get into your tarot now to get some more specific deets. What does your spirit guides want to illuminate about your life right now? What messages, what advice do they have for you? What do they want to say? What's the 411? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a weird mood today. Okay, so this is from the Wildwood Tarot, a beloved deck of mine. I only pull this deck out when I do spirit guide readings for myself, but I thought you guys are cool, you deserve it. Let's go. This is my very first deck. We have the Knight of Vessels, Eel. Interesting stuff. There is a beautiful new beginning in your life, emotionally, creatively, all because you are taking this new journey. Knight of Vessels can predict someone new coming in love-wise. And like some of you have your walls up with this person, like we said, but just because you have your walls up, just because your trust was betrayed in the past, like don't completely shut this person out. You know, have a nice balance of healthy boundaries. Learn all about healthy boundaries. I think that's the message here. And even with the eel, I feel like they have healthy boundaries, you know? Don't they like electrocute anyone who they don't like? But that doesn't stop them from swimming the waters, having friends, being cool. I actually don't know that much about eels, so I'll just stop talking. But also, you know what's interesting here? This is the Knight of Vessels, which is water. But if we look at this rock, there's a little sword carved into it. I've never noticed this before. Swords represent those healthy boundaries, you know? Use your sword to protect your home, yourself. You know, don't use your sword, your boundaries, okay, to attack others, push others away. Only pull it out to protect yourself. I feel like you guys are learning how to have healthy relationships and learning how to have a healthy relationship with yourself as well, having boundaries with yourself, you know? If you're sitting here talking crap on yourself constantly, so you're like, even in like a very like funny way, it's not funny, guys. You know, making self-deprecating jokes, it is not funny because like we just said, when you're sitting in a room and constantly putting yourself in this environment with someone who keeps bullying you and you keep justifying like, oh, it's fine, you know, I don't believe them, your subconscious mind is still absorbing that. But what if you are your own bully? What if you're the one saying, oh, I'm broke, I'm fat, I'm lazy, haha, lol. No, don't do it, because your subconscious mind is absorbing that. And that does damage to your self-esteem. So you're learning how to have healthier relationship with yourself, with others, beautiful stuff. We have the 8 of Vessels, Rebirth. This is going to change your whole life. Also, again, coming back to a move. Some of you guys might literally be moving. 8 of Vessels is quite an abundant card. We're seeing a lot of moving water here. which is why I keep thinking like some of you might be moving, changing directions emotionally. There's a whole new like restart with you. Also, I want to say, if you do meet someone new, that can change the whole trajectory of your life in a good way or a bad way. Which is why it's important to have healthy boundaries and kind of approach relationships from a place of curiosity and seeing if they're good for you. Build that trust naturally. But when you meet new people, their unique energy signature meshes with your unique energy signature, and you're both changed from the experience. So I'm seeing here, your spirit guides are saying, we're going to bring you new people who have some energy or lessons that you need in order to become your best version. And even if you have crap people from your past, they still taught you lessons that you needed to learn, okay? My worst relationships in life taught me how to love myself the most, okay? Because you have to get so frustrated with that relationship to the point where the love that you have for yourself is greater than the love that you think you have for them. And then you leave. And it's a big lesson on self-love. Big lesson on self-love. So I don't know. Seeing new people coming through. We have the 10 of Arrows instruction. Practice makes perfect. Practice healthy relationships. Also, I'm seeing you actually increasing your own skills in life, in different areas of life. Some of you guys might be learning a new language, learning how to incorporate new habits, new routines. You could also be in your teacher energy as well. Like if you've gathered wisdom throughout the years, throughout your difficult journey, this new journey might have you acting as a teacher, a healer, a facilitator of change for other people because you've been there yourself. You know, you're giving me wounded healer energy. For example, like let's just say you were on drugs or an alcoholic and you've been through it all. You know, you've been through the whole addict lifestyle. You went to rehab, you got sober. You've been through the process of being an extreme addict to learning the mindset and skills to overcome that, become sober, and then improve your life from there. Because you've been through that journey, that process, you can now help other people go through that same process. You have wisdom from your experiences that can heal other people, and you're being asked to share that wisdom with other people, however you see fit. So I'm almost seeing a new chapter for you, a rebirth, where you're going from a survivor to a teacher. You're going from a victim to a healer. You're going from someone who is in the depths of crap to being successful, having a story to share, having wisdom to share with others. And you know what? It doesn't have to be so dramatic like that either. Like maybe you just learned a skill, became really passionate about it, developed it a lot, and now you're just teaching it to others. Like maybe you're really good at knitting and you're just having knitting classes. You know, it doesn't have to be big and dramatic. But I am seeing a new chapter. I also just saw 2323. So the number 2 has to do with relationships, relationship with self, and the number 3 has to do with creativity and growth. So you see how everything's kind of lining up here? We have the 10 of Vessels, happiness. Wow, look what's coming in for you guys. This is a complete and utter emotional fulfillment. I feel like your whole life is changing because you're going on this new journey. You're embarking on this new journey. The message here is don't be afraid. You know, don't be afraid to put your wisdom out there. Don't be afraid of this big new journey. Okay, it will be like, I feel like it's big, like a move or a new career, or like you're putting your stuff out there. You know, maybe you're starting a podcast, writing a book, starting a YouTube channel. It could be scary to put yourself out there, but you have a healing message to deliver. You want to help other people, and you're going to have to learn how to become confident in that process. Okay? You're going to have to be confident in order to put your wisdom out there, teach others. You have to be confident to humble yourself to learn new skills as well. We have the 6 of Arrows, transition. Exactly, guys. Some of you guys really are moving. I'm seeing international moves for some reason. But this is a move to peace. Moving away from drama and towards peace. Oh my gosh. I just keep coming back to whoever's watching this who's going through an abusive relationship. Because usually on the 6 of Swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, we see a man, a woman, and a child on a boat. with 6 swords, and they are going to calmer shores. It's like they're currently in like rough waters and they are heading to an island that is like calm. But notice how in this one it's one person. It's you. You're driving your own boat here to calmer shores. And notice how the boat is in the shape of like a swan. Swans represent grace and healing, and also like peace in general. I feel like you are if you're currently single and you've been through some crap with your relationships in the past, I really do feel like a new person is coming in for you that is much more calmer, more peaceful, but like they're not going to come in until you are in a healthy relationship with yourself. Confidence, like able to navigate your own ship in life and get your stuff together. Like you yourself are moving to calmer waters. Because you're changing your internal reality. You're changing the way you look at yourself. You're changing the way that you feel internally, and therefore your external conditions will change as well. We have the ancestor coming through. This is like the Hierophant. There is an important spirit guide on Earth who will help you through this journey of healing and becoming a better person. So this teacher can come through in many different ways. For some people, it might be a therapist, a teacher. And again, we have 10 of Arrows instruction. There's someone who's going to be really life-changing for you, coming into your life soon. And again, you don't have to know this person in the flesh. It could be an author. It could be a public speaker. It could be a YouTuber. It could be someone of that nature. Like when I discovered Marie Kondo's books, it changed my life. For example, I also just discovered, a YouTuber, TikToker, his name's Leo. I can't remember his last name or his channel name. Why do I always do this? But he's changing my life right now too. So I'm seeing a new teacher coming forward for you who will inspire this new journey for you. So I would say look for mentors. You're ready for new, or they might find you, honestly. Find a new teacher. You know, if you've been thinking about therapy, for example, this is your big yes sign to that. Or if you've been thinking, I really want to like discover a new teacher, this is your yes answer. There's so many good teachers out there, like Eckhart Tolle, Marie Kondo. We have 7 of Vessels mourning. Now, this process of rebirth, becoming a better person, like I just see you taking so much good care of yourself. I'm seeing how self-help books and like TED Talks. Like that's the energy I'm feeling. Hydration, taking care of your teeth, taking care of your skin, taking care of your body, saying positive affirmations to yourself, having really good teachers and influences in your life. Like you're really supporting your own growth here. You're surrounding yourself with all good things that will help support this new journey in life. However, that is not going to stop the fact that you're going to have the mourning process for your old life. That's inevitable. You know, this kind of reminds me of like post-breakup clarity, where you get out of a relationship because it's not working, whatever, and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on me. I'm going to get my stuff together, and you're doing so much self-improvement, self-work. But, you know, you can't just distract yourself with all this exercise and productivity and face masks and taking cool photos. Like, you know, you can't distract yourself from the mourning process that has to happen. When you walk away from a certain lifestyle, certain relationship, certain job, that transition, like even if you're making a big move, still comes with a mourning process. You have to give yourself time to mourn your old life, even if it wasn't good for you, just straight up. And I will say, like when you make big life transitions like this, energetically, it looks like a spike. Okay, so I do year ahead readings. They're one of my most popular readings. And I read energy and I'm clairvoyant. So the year appears like a circle to me in my mind. It always has ever since I was little. And when I'm doing a reading for someone, it's almost like I could see their energy spike at certain points in the year. And those spikes are when these big life transitions happen. Moving, marriage, new relationship. Oh my God, new relationship. Like, those of you know, like when you're single, everything's calm, peaceful, happy, whatever. And then like you get into a new relationship and you obsess about them. The energy there is like super high. Death, birth, any big life transition, it takes up a lot of energy. All right. So you can't just like give yourself some slack as you're going on this journey, because it's consuming a lot of energy and there is a mourning process. You know, when you get into a breakup, even if they sucked, you have to mourn the loss of that relationship. Toxic friendship breakup, still have to mourn that loss. Moving from an apartment you hated, you know, there's still gonna be that bittersweet energy of like, oh man, I gotta say goodbye to this place, and then adjust to the new place. Give yourself time. Don't overbook yourself, all right? And also cut yourself some slack. Like, don't be afraid of like just getting in your feels sometimes. Understand that that's a normal part of the process. So let's get into some more messages for you from your spirit guides. Okay, so we have positivity coming through. If you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel grateful for something, gratitude for something, even a tiny thing in the hardest situations. This has really gotten me through my life, guys. Like, I did a whole burning ritual a few months ago. I was going through all my old journals, and time again, I would complain about the same stuff in my journals, and it was generally very negative. I would complain like, where's my manifestation, blah, blah, blah. So I burned everything. I burned all of those journals from like the past 7 years. And I started a new journal, and I said to myself, you know what? It's not like I'm going to be toxically positive. I will write down my life events and my feelings as they come up. However, instead of sitting here complaining in my journals, I am going to force myself to find the positivity in situations. And it honestly like altered my brain chemistry when I started doing that. Also, this is a beautiful way to build your own self-esteem. Compliment yourself regularly, stop bullying yourself, and stop surrounding yourself with people who bully you, all right? We have caregiver coming through, stunning. We are with you, and Spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love you provide to others, especially at the end of their lives. Just as you received care and love at the start of your life, caregivers often focus all their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process. Yeah, you guys give way too much, y'all. Give way too much, and Spirit's saying it's time to give to yourself as we want to give to you. But also, they're acknowledging all the love and support. Some of you guys actually did caregive an elderly person who passed away, or you constantly give care, and it doesn't even have to be a person. It could be an animal, it could be anyone, or even in life, you care for people so deeply, and your spirit guides are just commending you for that, but also kind of giving you a slap on the hand and saying, make sure you're giving yourself that same care. Next, we have your postcard from Spirit, and it says this: Dearest you, since you're on Earth, you understand how buildings are built, yes? A good solid foundation and yet flexibility too, in the case of earthquakes. Truth be told, you can't offer something sustainable unless it is built from a solid base. Whether it be an idea that takes form one step at a time, or an actual house that needs a sturdy foundation dug, poured, and built. We want to remind you of this because you might need a little encouragement to see this is true in your life at this time. I want to pause and say, like, this totally resonates with this whole reading. Like, you have to build your own strong foundation within yourself, your own strong mindset in life on your own, before you really can give for others substantially, or before you can really offer others something of value. You have lots of lessons and blessings that you've learned throughout the years, yes, but you also need to make sure that your own foundation is really strong so you can start sharing those with others and getting into healthy relationships and building your life up and just helping out more substantially. I understand that's something you want to do. You want to help society. You want to help humanity and the world, but you need to take care of yourself first, okay? Celebrate the fact that right now you can repair the cracks in the foundation of your life effortlessly, as well as do a general sight check to ensure that your hard work is being well supported. Do this and know you are building your life on a perfect and sound foundation that will allow you to welcome the many miracles waiting to come visit. We're so happy for you and so intrigued by what you're building. Beautiful. And finally, your last card from the Divine Feminine Oracle is Green Tara. This Oracle deck has so many different spirits from different cultures, religions, time periods, and places on the earth. You have Green Tara, the Buddha of enlightened action. My soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. And I'll read this from the book. Who she is. Green Tara embodies the emboldened state that overcomes fear and allows us to take action on what we know is right. Tara is the female Buddha in the Vajrayana Buddhist tradition. I'm so sorry for my pronunciation. She is known as the mother of liberation because her name is derived from the root to cross. Tara assists all beings in crossing the ocean of suffering to liberation. Y'all. Literally, she helps all beings crossing the ocean of suffering to liberation. Look at the 6 of arrows and how he said, this is you on your own journey, going to calmer shores. You are crossing the ocean of suffering and going to calmer shores. And this spirit, I really do feel like she's a spirit guide now. Ooh. Woo! Okay. According to Tara Tantra, eons ago, Tara incarnated as a king's daughter. She showed such spiritual excellence and such profound compassion that she impressed a group of monks. They told her that they would pray for her to be reborn a man so that she could reach enlightenment. She responded by enlightening them. She told them that there's no such thing as male and female, bless. The ideas, projections, and expectations that we superimpose onto the male form and the female form are not real. Wasn't I just saying this for group number 1, or was this you? Was I saying that to you or group number 1? I was literally on a rant about how, oh no, it was you, because you had all this masculine energy. I was literally on a rant about how we superimpose a bunch of nonsense on a gender. So like, it's not saying that like gender identity isn't a thing, but it's like, there's so much crap that comes with it due to years of a negative patriarchal society. I can go on forever. I'm just gonna stop myself there, okay? So she enlightened them and told them that there's no such thing as male and female. The ideas, projections, and expectations that we superimpose onto the male form and the female form are not real. They are contrived. Okay, it's not saying that different genitals don't exist, guys. It's saying that all the crap that comes with it is made up. You know, the idea that pink is a feminine color, for example, made up. Doesn't make sense. The idea that skirts are feminine, made up. Also, like, what the heck? Because in so many thousands of years, men wore skirts. All this nonsense is made up. The idea that, like, women are supposed to stay at home and take care of the kids and watch the children, and the men are supposed to go out and make money, made up. Literally nonsense. I mean, if that's what you want to do, sure. But like that, because you're born a certain gender or you identify as a certain gender does not mean you have to do certain things. Tara vowed then and there before all of the monks that she would remain a female Buddha for all lifetimes until all beings were liberated from the illusion that a person's sex determines their ability to become enlightened. I'm getting fired up from this. I love her and I love you guys. Tara has 4 different types of enlightened activity and divine attributes depicted symbolically through the colors red, white, black, yellow, and green. Green Tara is Tara's embodiment of a compassionate action or enlightened action. Her green aura signifies vigor and vitality. Her mudra also represents vitality and the purity of her life force, the prana mudra. She is the action we take from a deeply rooted place within our heart. She is the energy that seeks to act in alignment with what will free us as we liberate others. So when your soul selects this card and connects with Green Tara is the sacred nudge to get moving. So remember all that movement we were talking about earlier? To do what it is that your soul compels you to do. Don't sit with an idea or a project any longer. That's exactly the wisdom of this journey card. Remember we were saying you're at the port, the ship's gonna take off, it might not come again. Like, take action on it. Stop being a perfectionist. Just do it. Just do it. Whatever it is, moving, starting a project, starting a business, a new relationship, don't sit on your butt. Don't think about a friend who keeps coming into your heart. Go bring her dark chocolate or send her a love letter. Don't wait to go express your love to someone you've needed to. Go now. Tell the truth. Let your feet be moved by what has been caged within you. Let your wisdom shift into inspired action. Tara is the message that the time for action is now. There's nothing to wait for and no person you need to become before doing what you've come here to do. Exactly. Remember we had that example of you're sitting on the port and you're like, oh, I didn't have the perfect bathing suit. Like, stop. Just do it. And we see here, self-confidence. I can do it. I don't have to be perfect. This card talks about perfection. You do not need to be perfect at all. Start small. Let the soul lead, not the ego. It's not the grandeur of the gesture or the effort. It's the amount of love something is done with that even matters. There are so many injustices in the world, so much suffering that it's easy to get stuck in the molasses of helplessness. The brilliant Burmese diplomat Aung San Suu Kyi I have no idea if I pronounced that right, says, if you're feeling helpless, help someone. Green Tara is about aligning what moves us to tears with compassionate action. She's the push to do something, anything that might alleviate the suffering of others. In the process of taking action with love, and from love, we also liberate ourselves. The question is, what does my soul want me to take action on right now? Thank you guys for joining me. That is your reading. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I do offer personal readings on my website, spiritpsychic.org, and I will see you for the next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome. Let's see what your spirit guides have to say to you at this time. These first 2 oracle cards and this rune is kind of your spirit guides' way of showing you where you're at right now, you know, giving their opinions on what's going on in your life and kind of overviewing what your energy is currently at. So your rune is Hagalaz. And this is a rune that comes out when you're either in some type of storm in life or you're about to go through some type of storm and you're being asked to just hang in there. And, you know, like whenever there's a storm rolling through, be it a blizzard, a hurricane, a tornado, you stay inside, you get yourself cozy, and you let the storm pass, right? The same thing applies to emotional storms in your life, changes going on. Take care of your very basic needs, get all cozy, and make it through this emotional storm. Now, these oracle cards, you have body and mind in reverse, the 11 of air in reversed. This is what this looks like upright. Beautiful. This card is actually giving a very simple meaning, a very simple message, and that message is there's some type of imbalance going on within yourself that needs your attention. So I would highly recommend, if you haven't been to the doctor in a while, go to a doctor, get your blood work done. Just make sure that your hormones, your nutrients, and everything is nice and balanced and where it's supposed to be, because there's an emphasis on the body-mind connection. And we see it here. You see how it's like the body and then it's like connected to up here, the mind. So we see this emotional storm. We see that there's an imbalance going on here. So I really want to ask you, how is your physical body how is that contributing to your mental health? Because your mental health seems to be suffering a little bit right now. So for example, there might be like a nutrient that you're lacking that helps you with your mental health. Okay, maybe you have really high stress levels right now because there's a lack of some other type of hormone, and those high stress levels are making you anxious, overthinking, etc. Also, look at what you're putting in your body that might be doing this and creating this imbalance. So something I did recently, over the past couple of months, very slowly, I reduced my caffeine intake tremendously. I was on this whole mission for the last couple of months to reduce my anxiety and become really calm, really peaceful, and oh my god, has it worked. But I used to drink like 5 cups, like big cups, 12-ounce cups of coffee a day. It was actually kind of ridiculous. Like I was only drinking water to counteract the dehydration effects. I wasn't even being properly hydrated. You know, like whenever I would use the bathroom, it would smell like coffee. It was really bad. It was an addiction. My teeth were yellowing. And then recently in like February, May, I started getting like heart palpitations. And one time I had like, I guess, a panic attack out of the blue, out of complete nowhere. I wasn't even, I didn't think I was overthinking in that moment or having an anxiety in that moment. I was actually just laying down and I thought I was having a heart attack because I legit was getting physical symptoms, like physical pain and popping sensations and noises in my chest. And that was terrifying because, you know, I literally thought I was having a heart attack and dying, you know. Symptom of panic attacks are thinking you're dying. So I'm like, okay, this is getting out of hand. I really need to prioritize reducing my anxiety. And so reducing my caffeine intake was definitely a part of that. I immediately went down to 1 cup of coffee a day. Even that was kind of hard. And then I switched to black tea 3 times a day, 2 times a day, 1 black tea, 1 green tea, and now just 2 green teas. And I'm happy with where I'm at. And I've been meditating every day and taking ashwagandha supplements. All of these things have completely reduced my anxiety. And honestly, I don't feel like I even have anxiety anymore. I'm going to be completely honest. I rarely get anxiety anymore. And I'm only very shortly into the supplements. So moral of the story for you is see how your mind and body are correlated. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you meditating enough. Sometimes when we have a job that involves our mind and then we go to relax and we're just scrolling through the internet, watching TV, talking, all of these things are mental. You're not giving yourself a break. Or if you never exercise ever, obviously you're going to feel like crap, just straight up. A lot of people I know do not exercise as much as they are supposed to, and that is why you feel like garbage. So this card is basically saying in reversed to really prioritize that mental physical connection. When you treat your body like crap, you are going to feel like crap mentally. And I really do think that so many people, especially in America, what we think is normal and healthy is actually really unhealthy to other people's standards. Like, our whole food and water system is poisoned. But again, at the same time, you can sit here and be the victim and say, oh, well, my society is poisoning us, so this is why I am the way I am. Like, we're all trained to be, depressed and anxious. It's like, okay, you can be the victim if you want, or you can just make changes so that you're not stuck in that, straight up. So this card's kind of saying that. It's so important to take care of your body. It's not funny anymore. Don't wait like I did until you're literally on the brink of having heart damage because of how stressed you are. Like, take care of your body and your mind will follow. And vice versa. If you're putting yourself in situations where you're surrounding yourself with people who are bullying you, or you're bullying yourself, there's just a connection. There's a correlation. Okay, that's that. All right. We also have Thunder in reversed coming out for you at this time. I just feel like you're at the point where you're done with the crap. You're done with your own crap. You're done with making excuses for yourself, your own drama, your own stories. Like, you're just at the end of it. I feel like you're really at the end of your patience. What's that phrase? Like, I'm at the end of my rope. You really have used up all your patience and you're on the very last drop. You are done with your crap and other people's crap. You're ready for a drama-free life. Also, these cards are all saying, like, you deserve peace. You deserve a drama-free life. So I would also argue that if someone in your life is constantly giving you crap, BS, you're constantly trying to shape them into the partner or the person that you need them to be, why are you doing that? Like, that's just drama, that's just stress. I am no longer stressing over people. Like, if you can't be honest and have integrity in our connection to the degree that matches my standards, which honestly, I don't even have super high standards, then I'm not gonna sit here and like continuously tell you how to change. I did that for a really long time. I'm an extremely loyal person, Cancer. And instead of like just saying, oh, this person is not fit for a healthy relationship or friendship, I would sit here and try teaching them and fixing them and healing them. Explaining to them like, hey, I need you to communicate more. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. And then they'd grow like 1% until the next month rolled around and then another thing would come up. And then I'm like, hey, like, I need you to do this. I need you to like grow in this specific way. We need to like have this specific boundary in our relationship. Then they'd like do the bare minimum with that. And then the next month will roll around. It's like, it's exhausting. It is an exhausting cycle that you do not have to bear anymore. And if you have let go of someone like this, or if they're still in your life, the answer is let go completely, because it's not worth it. If someone's unwilling to change and you have to sit here and explain every little thing. Also, I want to say, like, I'm getting the message here of emotional labor seems to be weighing heavily on you. This is the unseen labor of relationships and household. And unfortunately, they do fall on the woman's shoulders more often than not. Okay, if you're in a normal heterosexual relationship. Not always, but normally, like, that's how we're taught as a society, and it's messed up. The unseen emotional labors are things like you're the one constantly like making the grocery lists and planning out the meals ahead, and taking on the emotional work in a relationship, saying like, hey, I need better communication from you, initiating difficult conversations, remembering birthdays and dates and putting things into the schedule, reminding your partner or your friend, like, or your roommate, you need to clean this, you need to clean that, you need to do this, you need to do that, remember to do this, remember to do that. Like, that is emotional labor, and you don't realize how much that weighs on you. Like, I just really do feel like you're at the end of your energy level. Some of you guys might be starting to feel like physical symptoms of fatigue, stress. Oh my gosh, very physical symptoms of this energy. It's just not worth it anymore. Here, I'll actually read this from the book for you because it's open. Do you feel like unnecessary drama is waylaying your life? Could you be exhausted from listening to others tell their never-ending victim story? I hate that. Okay, can I just pause and say I hate that? I also used to be best friends with 2 different people at 2 different times in my life who would give me that never-ending victim story. My life sucks. I feel ugly today. I feel fat today. I feel this. I feel that. And then me and all the other friends are sitting there like idiots, like, no, you're beautiful. You're great. Like, you should see your worth, queen. Every single day. We had a group chat every single day. That's how it went. It was exhausting. Okay, like, none of this, like, unconditional love, like, love and light crap, okay? It is exhausting to be around people with victim mindsets, all right? Oh, my God, all right. Or could you be telling yourself a version of the same? And this is, again, it's not that you're just getting rid of other people's crap in your life, it's also your own crap. Are you playing the victim here? Are you saying, woe is me, life sucks? I live in a society where it's so capitalistic and stressful and depressed and designed for us to fail. Wah. You know, like, okay, you can do that. You can keep doing that if it makes you feel good. But I promise you, it's not actually making you feel good. It is preventing you from growing and stressing you out and keeping you stuck exactly where you are. So stop telling those stories. It's time for an about face. You're being warned that to continue on this path will cause you to regret your choices, even if they appear benign or familiar. It's time to say no to drama, both yours and others. Focus on solutions rather than problems. You are worthy of a drama-free life. If this is someone external to you, like a best friend or a partner, it is going to be really hard to let go of them. And I'm speaking from experience. I have had so many people like this in my life. It's insane. And you don't want to let go of them because they feel so familiar. You have that love for them. Well, if only they went to therapy, if only they took better care of themselves. You know, once they and you start getting into this habit where you're waiting for them to change, but that's not going to happen. And you can't be in a relationship with someone based off of what you want for them in the future or how you think they will change. You have to take it at face value and be with them for who they are right now. Take yourself at face value. You know, I want more money in my life, but I'm honestly not working that much. I want to date. I want love in my life, but I'm not going on any dates, and I refuse to, like, leave my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop putting up with your own BS and other people's BS. So let's dive into the tarot. I feel like your spirit guides are really warning you that staying with these people, or if you stay in this energy, is going to keep you stuck, and you're going to regret it. You're going to regret wasting time. So I feel like that's why your spirit guides are coming in real hot, okay? They're really getting to the point here, cutthroat a little bit. Your spirit guides are giving me very, like, tough love type of energy right now, because I feel like you need to hear it. Because I almost feel like they've been giving you signs on this for a while, and they're like, listen, we just have to be as direct as possible here, because group number 3 has been ignoring our signs. So let's see what the tarot has to say. This is, again, your spirit guides giving messages, kind of showing what's going on in your life. We have the stag coming out. So we see here half man, half deer, holding a shield with the tree of life. And there's a double-edged axe, and he's protecting. You know what's funny is that this is actually a card of taking responsibility and taking accountability for your own life. And I feel like that's kind of what's missing right now. Either the people around you are not taking accountability for their own life and it's draining you and it's exhausting you, or you're not, or maybe it's both, or you're not taking full accountability for your life and actions. And this is an epiphany I've been having recently, so hardcore, that a lot of people who are in this spiritual community, into tarot, into the law of attraction, sometimes we get into this trap where we ask for what we want. You know, we pray to the universe, we do our rituals, we do our spells, but then we don't work as hard as we think we're working towards that goal. And we kind of trick ourselves into thinking that by doing these visualizations and praying and manifesting, that we're actually making progress towards our goal. And if we just pray harder, if we just visualize harder, we will get there. But we aren't actually taking the practical, real steps to do it. I've fallen in this trap personally, so I'm not pointing fingers, you know, like, but this card's kind of saying taking a little bit more accountability. And also kind of surrounding yourself with that energy as well. I feel like the people around you are a reflection of your own inner energy. So when we do this reading, I feel like we are talking about you and the people around you, or someone around you, because they're reflecting your energy back to you. So if you have someone in your life who's kind of playing the victim, not taking full accountability for their actions and their words or their life, and that person is emotionally close to you, like you feel emotionally reactive to that, that emotional reaction is a sign that they are reflecting your own energies. So we're going to need to take more accountability here, work harder than ever, stop procrastinating, stop putting up with your own BS. I know that sounds so bad, but I mean, we can sit here and say it's so hard to get healthy. It's so hard to, just lose weight, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, if you took all the energy you spend complaining and searching for answers spiritually, and you just took that energy and worked out, your problems will begin to solve themselves. You get what I'm saying? It reminds me of a story someone once told me, where when they were younger, they were really, really psychic, really spiritual. And what was it? I can't remember the story now. Oh my God. It was something like there was like a sweater or something, and they were really cold, and they were just praying for warmth. They were praying to be warm. Yeah, that's what it was. It was cold out. They were praying to be warm. They were shivering. And then their parent walked in and they're like, just put on a sweater. Like, why are you praying for this? Just put on a sweater. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like that energy in your life. We also have the Eight of Arrows, struggle. Yup. Your energy's tough right now, guys. You're a bunch of tough cookies. This is a card that shows life struggle, and like we said, Hagalaz, weathering the storm, weathering the truths that will come flying at you is what I want to say. I feel like there is a tidal wave of change coming in your life, and with that, you're going to get epiphanies and truths coming through about some of the people in your life. And a lot of change and transformation will come from that. But we see here, this person looks a little scared. They're cold, they're wrapped up, but they have the lantern and this walking stick, just like the hermit. So they're giving hermit energy, which is finding your path of enlightenment, finding your path in life on your own. And I just see so many epiphanies coming through that will get you through this struggling period and will guide you out of the darkness, out of the shadows. We have the King of Vessels, Heron. This is what you will attract in your life. Okay, once you embody this King of Vessels energy, you will also attract it as well. The King of Cups, the King of Vessels, they're not someone who, their shadow side, if this was in reversed, although I don't read this deck in reversed, is someone who's like emotionally manipulative, playing the victim, etc. But uprights, this is someone who takes accountability for their own emotional well-being. Okay, I feel like that is something that you and the people around you need to do. Take accountability for your emotional well-being. If you are feeling anxious, depressed, angry, resentful, it is your job to take responsibility for that. What can you do to heal that? You can sit here and play the victim, say, oh, well, it runs in my family to be depressed, so I can't do anything about it. No mental illness actually runs in families. Being susceptible to mental illness does, okay? So you can be at an increased chance of developing any kind of mental illness or addiction, but that doesn't mean that it will happen. Plenty of people have these genes, but they don't develop it. It is trauma. It is other factors that develop it for you. And arguably, I think one of the biggest mistakes in modern psychology is this kind of rhetoric that people believe that you can't fix it. You can't do anything. You need prescription drugs, and that's that. You need therapy, and that's that. And it's just a permanent thing that's going to be in your life. That is not true at all. And I can go on a whole rant about this. I'm sorry. Moral of the story is, you could be depressed, sure. But sitting around and doing nothing about it isn't going to help. You can make small improvements every single day that will lead to a whole life overhaul. when I just struggle with depression a lot in my life. So I'm not, again, judging anyone for this. But when I did struggle with my mental health and depression, and I didn't want to get out of bed or do anything, I would be like that for a few days. But then I would say, you know what, I'm allowed to be depressed. I'm allowed to cry. I'm allowed to experience my emotions, but I'm at least going to take a shower. I'm allowed to cry, but I'm at least going to do the dishes. I'm allowed to cry, but I'm at least going to get dressed for the day. And that's what got me through, and that's what got me out. But we see you entering this new era in your life that is golden, your golden era. And it comes from taking accountability. And you'll notice that as you start to take accountability for your own mental health, make these improvements, and really level up emotionally, take care of your emotions and become an emotionally resilient and prosperous individual, these people in your life who are playing the victim and who are kind of exhausting to be around, not gonna lie, are gonna fall away. They really are. They're either gonna change and grow with you, or they're gonna fall away. Two paths exist. And depending on their free will, they'll choose one path or the other. I'm getting a specific message for someone here that this could even be a partner of yours that doesn't take accountability. They're exhausting, kind of, their whole victim, pessimistic thing. It's exhausting. And there's two future paths for the two of you to go down. One was that you grow together, marriage, moving in, whatever. And the other is you growing, because you already know that that's going to happen, and then them refusing to grow with you. If they choose that path, there's going to be some type of truth or startling realization within you from this person that will guide you away from them. Okay? I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying. So that's what happens when you grow as an individual. When you raise your vibration, you can only resonate with a reality that is at that vibration. So the people around you either have to already be at a match for that vibration you're growing into, grow with you into that new vibration. But if they don't, your relationship is going to fall apart. And that's that. That happened to me recently, actually. That happened to me a lot of times in my life. And I don't regret the changes. Because to stay with that person or those people would mean limiting my own growth in life. So, and plus, every time you leave someone in your life because you're no longer a vibrational match to them, you've grown and they haven't, the next person that comes into your life who has a strong emotional connection with you is actually going to meet you where you're at. Because when you attract new people in your life who are important to you, they are attracted into your life at the vibration that you're currently at. And you can look back at all your past relationships and see how you were a vibrational match to them the moment you met. But you can choose to keep people in your life when they're no longer a vibrational match, but they will prohibit your growth if you're growing and they are not. They're holding you back. So anyways, we have the Ace of Bows, Spark of Life. Ooh, a new passionate beginning coming through. I almost wonder if some of you guys, I feel like you need to hear, don't be afraid of letting go of people who are exhausting to be around, because you will attract a new person who you're passionate about, who is this King of Vessels, this King of Cups, really mature, emotionally intelligent, etc. All the good things about you, they will meet you where you're at. But you can't do that until you make space in your room, in your life. Make room in your life. Also with the Ace of Bows, there is a beautiful new passionate beginning regardless. So this could be a new career, a new hobby, a new project, a new relationship that grows for you after this period of struggle. We also have the Moon on the water. So much emotions, so much emotional energy for you guys. You may not know exactly where the future is taking you at this moment. Also, we see that heron again. The spirit guide of the heron might be important to you. I'm actually going to look that up. In the Celtic tradition, they represent longevity, persistence, and autonomy. In the West Coast Native American tribes, they are associated with bountiful fishing and good luck and prosperity. The Cherokee and many other tribes, the heron symbolizes harmony and peace, renewal and rebirth. There's so many good things associated with this. Do your own research, connect with the heron. I recommend doing a shamanic journey to meet the heron and ask what their medicine is for you, what messages they have for you, because they are seeming to be a strong spirit guide for you. Group number 3. And I feel like they are helping guide you through the storm, through the struggle, to get to this Ace of Bows, this new spark of life. Like, I feel like a new chapter in your life is happening quite spontaneously, where you are much calmer, emotionally mature, and happier. And it almost feels very rapid to me, like it's a rapid change of events, because you're kind of like deciding in this one moment, like it's like a flash, a spark. Like, I'm done being patient. I'm doing the things that I have to do to take care of myself. I'm done being patient. I'm done putting up with other people. It's like all these changes happen at once, because like you lose your patience, and suddenly that's the motivation you needed, the passion and new beginning you needed to actually like step into this new phase that your spirit guides have been guiding you to go towards. So it's beautiful. We have the shaman coming through. This is the magician in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot. The shaman is someone who walks between worlds. This is someone who is in the physical and the spiritual, and because of that, they can use that ability to kind of co-create with their reality and manifest the things that they want to manifest, do insane amounts of healing. Some of you guys might be shamans, and being a shamanic archetype in this world can come through in so many different ways. You know, like there's a type of shamanic archetype where you're the storyteller. You pass down traditions, whether that's like through cuisine or literally stories, or just kind of teaching younger folk your wisdom from older generations. You know, that is a form of shamanic work. There's also people like me who do tarot, talk to spirits, do a more direct form of mediumship to help people heal. There are people like herbalists and holistic healthcare providers to help people heal. There's so many different shamanic jobs and paths that someone can take. And you're kind of being asked to figure out your own connection to source. And like, you're just a very healing person in general. And your spirit guides are saying, like, reclaim your ability to manifest the life that you want. Remember your stake in reality and start taking the actions, is what I'm seeing there. We have the Six of Bows, abundance. That's what's going to happen. Once you start doing this, start taking accountability for your own reality, we have abundance. More than enough money, more than enough friends, more than enough love, more than enough mental health. It's really beautiful. This is what's all coming for you. Like a strong connection to source, abundance, a new passionate beginning in life. Whoever this is, this king of water, it's you and someone else, like people around you who are actually like, well, similar to you, ready to have a healthy connection to you and to love you, aren't afraid to love and be honest and have a strong integrity. Like, so much is coming and unfolding from you. For you. Your life will begin improving the moment you decide to improve. Group number 3, what stories do you keep telling yourself? Do you keep repeating? What situationships and habits are you choosing to do that is holding back your own success story? I feel like that's the main thing here. Once the universe sees that you're actually going to start taking this seriously, and seriously looking at how you're going to achieve what you need to achieve and how you're going to fix these problems in your life, then you'll notice the universe working on your behalf even more. Okay? So some additional messages from your spirit guides are abundance. This is what's coming in for you guys. I'm so excited. Divine Beloved, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. Beautiful. We have seek. The power of spirit exists in all things. Everything is made of energy, and every single thing in your physical world contains a fragment of spirit, including you. We are all one with spirit and always will be connected to one another. Stunning. We have your postcard from Spirit, which says, Dearest you, the common sayings be in the world but not of it, and wear the world loosely, refer to the need to be engaged with life while not being too attached to the specific outcomes. Exactly. You have strong attachments here, guys. Like, you're almost afraid to let go of your old ways of being and doing, and these old connections, quite frankly, that are exhausting for you, old habits that are exhausting for you. And Spirit's saying, like, just loosen up a bit, okay? Play around with your reality a bit. Don't be afraid to lose people. Don't be afraid to change. Like, if you're sick of your reality right now, that means you need to change something. You need to change the way you're interacting with your reality. So what are things that you know will improve your reality? Just do it. Like, that's how simple it is. Just do those things that you know will improve your reality, okay? Whether it's reducing caffeine, working out. I mean, these are all things that I did personally. No longer putting up with people's crap, breaking up with someone, all right? Going out on more dates because you're lonely and you want a partner. Like, you have the power to change your reality at any given moment. So play around a bit, explore a little bit, try different things. Even if you moon on water, you might not even know exactly what you want in life, and that's fine. But if you're sick of where you're at currently, just explore something new. Just try a new project or a new habit or something new out of curiosity. And when you do that, it will kind of show you the way in life. That's actually how I started my business. It was all an accident. I quit a job. I completely walked out mid-shift because they were treating me like crap. They wouldn't let me take a lunch break. And they were saying, if you want lunch, just eat it from the kitchen. It was in like a food restaurant place. I'm like, bro, I'm a vegetarian. I can't eat that food. It was ridiculous. So I walked out, and then I kind of like didn't have a job for a month. And I saw on Etsy people doing psychic readings, and I'm like, well, I have a strong connection to spirit, and I kind of do readings for myself, so maybe I should try doing that, because all of the people's listings on Etsy, like, they literally looked like, okay, well, I'm not going to be a bully, but they weren't good listings. So I'm like, I know I can do this 10 times better, and so I did it, and it was just, like, fun. Like, let me just see if it makes money. Like, let's just try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And then literally look where it brought me. I now am on YouTube, and I have my own website, and I'm still on Etsy. I hate Etsy, though. And everything. So, like, just play around if you don't know what you want, because the path will become clear for you. But staying in your current reality with the current people, doing the current things, it's not going to take you anywhere other than where you're at right now. Okay? Do not take this world too personally, for you are one of the many co-creators here. To play. Exactly, to play. And we have many ideas about how all this should play out. Just know that the outcomes don't matter as much as the presence you bring to each experience, and how you let yourself flow through life. There's a real freedom in knowing and accepting this. So will you wear the world loosely, or will it straitjacket you? It's your choice. Whatever happens, have the courage to keep trying to live as you are meant to. And when it comes to manifesting, don't worry about the how or even the why. We have that covered. Everything is going to turn out exactly as it should. Spirit has a plan, loving you always and forever. One of the recent epiphanies I had was actually quite the opposite of the last sentence there. We always say, Spirit, I want to manifest this thing. And we kind of like let it go and not worry about the how. But sometimes I just feel people getting into this trap of asking for something and then not doing anything to actually get there. But like, here's the thing, both are accurate at the same time. Like, both truths exist at the same time. Like, yes, you should ask for something if you want it, but like, and you shouldn't worry about how exactly it's going to happen, because you're not going to have every single detail planned out. That's the wisdom of the moon card in tarot. But at the same time, sitting around and doing nothing is also not going to get you anywhere. So for example, like, let's just say that your goal is to manifest $1 million. So you can say, Spirit, I want to manifest $1 million. But if you're sitting around and not doing anything, and you're just like, well, I'm not worrying about the how, and you're just waiting for $1 million, like, it's not going to happen. Okay, so like, that's what I'm saying here. That's what your spirit guides are saying here as well. So final card out, this is from the Divine Feminine Oracle. It's a deck full of different spirits from different religions, different cultures, different spiritualities from different points in time. And your spirit that is coming through is Khadija. Who is she? Khadija is the power we all possess to be aware of the spiritual realm and fully immersed in the material world. Khadija bint, Khuwaylid, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, so I'm sorry, was a widow in Saudi Arabia in the 6th century. She became a wealthy merchant who was deeply respected and known as Al-Tahira, or Pure One, or Al-Kubra. the Great. It is said that with her wealth, she fed the poor, provided for her children from her first 2 marriages, and took care of her extended family. Khadija had a dream shortly after hiring a young merchant named Muhammad to work for her. In the dream, the sun descended into the courtyard, fully illuminating her home. Her cousin told her that this meant that the prophet would soon grace her doorstep. She realized that her new employee, Muhammad, was the prophet, and so she asked him to marry her. What a queen. They were married for 25 years. She is regarded as one of the most important female figures in Islam, followed by her daughter with the prophet, Fatima. It is said that when Muhammad told Khadija about his first revelation from the angel Gabriel in the cave of Hira, she was the first person to convert to Islam. Muhammad remarried after Khadija's death, but was never closer to a subsequent wife than he had been with her. She was his constant confidant and partner. So when your soul connects to this spirit, it means this. There's an ancient narrative and a destructive misunderstanding that if we are going to be spiritual, then we have to renounce the material world. Boom! Oh my God, we were just saying this. We were literally just talking about this, how sometimes people get so spiritual, they're praying for what they want, and then they don't actually do anything. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I'm sorry. I just got excited. Then we have to renounce the material world. The body, however, is the soul's chance to be here. So a healthy relationship to the material world is crucial and integral to reaching our spiritual potential. Oh my God, guys, it's all lining up. It's all lining up. It is all lining up. Like literally. Where to go? Struggle. No, not this one. Body, mind in reversed. Remember, I was saying you need to take care of your physical body if you want to be spiritually and mentally cool, like so important. And like this is something that I like, so many psychics, so many shamans, so many spiritual people I meet struggle with. Like they're so into spirituality that they literally forget they're having a human experience. Dude, I dated this guy one time. It was so annoying. It was so annoying. He was so spiritual that he kept saying like, he was talking as if humans were like just this thing. Like, I come from the Pleiadians or whatever. And, I'm just so not used to living in this world and blah, 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 blah. His biggest problem was that he had a really big dream for himself. He had a really big ambition for himself. And he refused to do the work. Like he legitimately wouldn't do the work. And he kept praying, he kept asking, and he kept asking me to do readings like, why isn't it manifested? Why isn't it manifested? And I'll be like, before I do this reading, let me ask you, what have you done in the past month to manifest this thing? Nothing. He would answer in a way that was like, well, I asked this spirit guide, I asked the universe, and I prayed, I did this spell, I did this ritual. I'm like, what did you do physically to manifest this? Okay. As humans, we are half spirit, half physical, and so many people forget that. We have people who are like all physical, no spiritual, no, like never thinking about anything beyond what they can see right in front of them. And you view them people as like, not woke or whatever, right? But sometimes we have people on the opposite end of the spectrum who are all spiritual, all mental, psychological, that they don't even take care of their physical body. They don't take the physical steps to manifesting things. And that's why there needs to be a balance, okay? Okay. Beautiful. I paused, but now let's get back to the reading. So a healthy relationship to the material world is crucial and integral to reaching our spiritual potential. Facts. Khadija represents the power and the importance of knowing we can provide for ourselves. This power gives us roots and confidence and allows us to create relationships from a place of interdependence rather than codependence. And I feel like that's something you might have struggled with. Connecting with someone who's codependent, which also makes you codependent, by the way, just saying. We can cultivate the capacity we have to create more and more freedom for ourselves, and we can make choices for our life based on truth, not just survival. There's also a false idea about when true love will find us and how. Khadija liberates us from fairy tales that we need to be saved or supported or provided by our life partner. Khadija provided for the prophet, and her And her older age and significant status in the community made her more attractive, not less. She was a middle-aged businesswoman and a single mom. She was ripe with resources and ripened with opportunities to love. Living in our true power and purpose does not make us less eligible. Khadija reminds us that there is no linear timetable that eliminates us from having the sun descend in our courtyard. She lets us remember that we are worthy of the abundance measured in gold and the abundance measured in the depth of our love. You know, that goes back to another thing where some people think that if you have like a spiritual based business or purpose, you should never charge for that. And I say that's a load of crap. Okay, and this is also taught in Buddhism as well. Like, wasn't there that whole story that the Buddha was meditating and he was like starving to death, and some lady goes up and offers him a bowl of rice, and he finally eats it, and then he had like this huge epiphany about like not just like balance, essentially. I don't remember what it is, but you know, moral of the story is you're half physical, you're half spiritual. There's a huge imbalance going on within you. I feel like you've been too focused on the spiritual. And like, you have to understand, like, your physical needs right here and right now need to be taken seriously. You know, you need money, point blank period. You need health. You need all of that stuff in order to be happy spiritually. Like, if you are starving, if you are broke and don't know where your next meal's gonna come from, how do you expect to achieve enlightenment? Okay, if you are literally not doing anything to manifest this big dream that you have, like, I don't know, you get the point. I'm saying that's what your spirit guides are saying. They just want to illuminate that abundance is very possible to you and will come in quite rapidly once you realize that you are half spiritual, half physical, because I feel like your physical needs a lot more work right now. So that is that. Thank you guys for joining me. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you for the next one. Bye bye.